You are now listening to the iWalter Show. Real talk about nothing.
Good morning. I know I've already done a video in the past couple days, but ladies, it's pretty much legging weather. I love legging weather. I don't care if you don't like leggings. Don't judge me. They are comfortable. They don't cut into you. They're always the right length. They feel like pajamas. I love them. You can dress them up. You can dress them down. You can look like a frat girl, or you can look pretty classy in them, depending on what you choose to pair with them. This morning while trying on my leggings, I couldn't find my normal leggings. So I had to borrow Mackenzie's for a hot minute. And I'm like, whoops, them ain't gonna work. So I'm heading to the store right now to get me some other leggings. This is why I'm making this video. Some of you people like to use leggings as breeches, as pants. That ain't how they're supposed to be wore. If you can't wear a shirt that covers your tail, so I can't tell that you got some Aztec print thongs on, you don't need to be wearing them. That's rule number one. If they're too tight, that I can see you got a tattoo on your leg, they're too tight. They ain't to be wore, period. That's called pantyhose, honey. Pantyhose. Lord Jesus. White leggings. Them's a big old no-no. You can see all kinds of stuff through them. See, leggings, most of the time it don't matter how big you are, as long as you keep your tail in covered. You can be a big old girl. I'm a big girl. I'm a thick girl. I got thick legs. I got thick calves. I got a big old butt. And I got a big old gut. So, you got to conceal it. You wear your longer shirt, like a tunic. Sometimes you can wear them with a little dress. That's fine. Wear them with boots. You can wear them with flats. You can wear them with all sorts of things. But make sure your tail is covered. Nobody wants to see what kind of panties you got on. Nobody wants to see anything going up in any body part that you have, I assure you. I mean, that stuff's left for the bedroom. It don't need to be running around town. It's awful. Don't do it. You're welcome.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird brain. It's a plane. It's iWalter. Yes, it's iWalter, a strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. iWalter, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend ears with his annoying voice, and who, disguised as Walter Interranti, mild-mannered janitor for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, nonsense, and the American way. And now, another exciting episode in the adventures of iWalter.
Hey, this is Walter on iWalter. Good morning, everyone. This is Wednesday morning on October 28th, 2015. Yeah, I'm getting a late start. I actually been wanting to watch the Friday the 13th movies as of yesterday because, it started yesterday. They're showing all the Friday the 13th right now, which is really cool for me. Definitely my favorite set of horror movies, actually. So, I'll be watching them right now. Instead, I decided to do a little bit more of the show, this show. That part in the beginning I played. I'm going to have to look at it. It's actually a friend sent it to me because he knows how it irritates me with women and how I'm going to move this up a little bit without hopefully destroying my mic. We get it close for my thing. See if I get levels still. Sorry about that, folks. I just moved my mic up a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't destroy things too much. He sent it on my Facebook today. It's Leggings Ain't Pants is what it was published on October 17th. Yeah, that lady's voice, and she is very irritating just to look at, too. I'm sorry to say that. But, she just goes off about women wearing leggings, as pants, and it's basically, she's right, you're wearing pantyhose. You're wearing underwear, basically. She actually had another one. I didn't use that one. Furious women, hilarious rant on women wear leggings instead of trousers. I think they're both the same amount of time. But she was actually absolutely right, and I'm glad she said it. A woman can get away with saying stuff like that. Obviously, a man cannot, because then he's just being, immature or douchebag, whatever. Anyway, yeah, I kept this up. I actually did go see another movie. I may try to see another movie yet tomorrow. I've been trying to get through the horror movies for October. But I don't know why I didn't see it sooner, but I just really didn't have the chance either. I went and seen, before it goes out of theaters, was that movie called The Visit, which is definitely very close to, being like something, I can't even think of the proper word, that would definitely be like a movie or TV show, I should say, that, God, I'm drawing a blank right now, Alfred Hitchcock would do. Because, see, the thing is, M. Night Shyamalan is I've heard this from a friend, he is a really big fan of Alfred Hitchcock's works. Well, this film definitely incorporated Hitchcock in many ways. M. Night did a really good job with it, too, I think. Yeah, it did have definitely what you expect from M. Night, a very twisted ending to the film. The thing was neat that this film was shot in Pennsylvania locally, because I recognized quite a few of the places that they showed. I'm looking at it now, they're showing previews like Philadelphia. I look like almost Norristown and probably even Phoenixville. I could be wrong, but the areas definitely looked familiar. I've been through those areas, and living in Pennsylvania and Norristown, I would know. But yeah, I definitely had a twisted ending that I didn't see coming. So again, I was kind of, aesthetically pleased with that. Actually, it was funny. I was just thinking that I got it in my mix somewhere. It's not important to read it. I didn't watch it the first night it was on. But I did get it on iTunes. I got myself in a lot of debt from buying all these TV shows on iTunes. And by the way, they finally did release, you can buy the new iTV. It just came out that you can actually get it within 2 days. I'm tempted to buy it. It just seems like an awful waste of money, though, because they said there's really not that significant of a difference. It's got a faster processor. But basically, the whole purpose of the iTV is you stream everything that you watch. So it's not going to change what your quality of your video is going to look like. It's going to look the same. So I'll end up probably buying one, even though I'm downplaying it. But it's not much. The only difference is it has Siri in iTV, which I don't need. And also, you can play video games, which honestly, I have piles of Blu-rays and DVDs, or some I'm actually going to sell off that are still in the shrink wrap, and it's the same thing with these games. I'll buy a lot of games because I have an Xbox One, and I've never played them. I was like, I'll get around to playing them. I never do, and it would be a waste to get something that plays games, and I'll never play games on it either. So, there's a couple things that would not make it worth the money you have to pay for, because this time around, it's between $150 $200. The regular Apple TV, which is just fine, is like $50. I picked mine up for $50 because I got a discount. I bought it at Target, and I never regret buying it. It was well worth spent money because I watch all these TV shows I order on iTunes because it makes more sense. There was something else. Oh, anyway, I did watch on there. Well, I watched the new Big Bang Theory. It's getting harder to watch because the episodes are getting shorter, and because I watch it commercial free, which is better that way. But they used to be at least 25 minutes, 22 minutes. Now they're down to, like I mentioned, about 18 minutes an episode. So, they're funny. It's just they're really short. But it wasn't that. I enjoy watching that. But I actually watched. Again, I downloaded it a while back. Now I officially bought a copy, through the streaming on iTV, Apple TV, I should say. And it was a new episode of Supergirl. And I tell you, I liked it just as much as the first time because there was really no change from the one I originally watched. But now I officially could watch it because it was officially released. And yeah, it was really good. Supergirl. I don't know if I mentioned that. I mentioned it now. I was actually really shocked that it was that good. Because I couldn't actually remember it. Because they changed a little bit of the character base on certain people. And yeah, so that being said, I just wasn't too pleased. But at first, so when I watched it again, though, it was like, this is really good. The action was like, I think I saw some articles on Supergirl. I'm gonna see if I have any actually posted. I'm looking through them now. I don't think I honestly did. Yeah, I don't think I did. No, it looks like I didn't. But I kind of left that out of the loop. But yeah, they basically were saying that the new Supergirl definitely kicks some ass, and it does. It really does. I mean, I actually like it better for a starter show. They didn't waste any time on getting her up and flying, so to speak, literally, Supergirl. Quicker than Smallville did, which it had taken 10 years to get through all that, to get him finally flying, and using his superpowers. I mean, she got all of her powers in episode 1, so it was the fastest pilot I've ever encountered, and it was well worth watching again. I really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to Supergirl. They're not beating around the bush, so I hope they continue to go in that direction. The villains are really cool. Yeah, there was something else I was going to mention, because again, all the Friday the 13th are on. I really am going to cut this, hopefully, very short. I'm praying that I will, because I want to watch at least a couple of these. I own them all. Oh, yeah, the Rush Limbaugh, Rush Revere, and the Star Spangled Banner. I just seen that. That came in the mail. Officially was released yesterday on Tuesday, and I actually bought the book. In the audiobook, I just do it to support Rush Limbaugh, and eventually I'm hoping to listen and at least read all 4 books. I haven't done so yet. They're designed for children, but actually adults love them just as much as children, so I continue to get those just to support my belief in Rush Limbaugh as well. Anyway, hey, this was really funny. I pulled this up right before I went online, and it was really good. It was this girl. She's got a really nice body, and yes, she's got a really nice ass. So it's a prank video they do. It's called Thug Life Community. It's on the Facebook, and they basically set people up to scare them. So it says sexy zombie prank scares the shit out of these leering men, and it is very funny. It's really hilarious, because basically the girl has got an ultra short skirt on. She's got a thong on, and her face is made up to look like a zombie. But all these guys are seeing, and then there's a guy who's pretending to be blowing leaves. He has a leaf blower, and he basically blows her skirt up. And while guys walk by, gawking at this girl's ass. And when they get these guys' attention by checking out her ass and basically giving her the cat calls, she turns around and she basically starts moaning like a zombie, and she starts chasing these guys. So that's a video. It just went up, I think. It's only 2 minutes and 3 seconds, but it is freaking hilarious. I hate to say there's a bunch of these black guys. One has, I'm looking at it now, he has his pants basically hanging really low below his ass, and they're checking out this girl's ass, and she turns around, and I swear to God, they scream like little girls, especially the one guy. It is the funniest thing I've ever seen, so I got to give him credit for that. And yeah, the girl did have a really nice ass. That definitely helped that out. I probably wouldn't care if she was a zombie or not. I would still be grabbing it. Anyway, 2 thumbs up on that one. Those guys did a really good job, setting that up. Yeah, I'm trying to think, because I got different stuff. I'm not going to read it all, because then I'll never get to watch any of these movies. I own them all, but I still get a kick out of watching them on TV. Hey, this is a perfect Halloween story. And this is a true story, by the way. It was on iHorror. A Texas woman who lives on Elm Street finds coffin buried in backyard. If there is one thing in iHorror, which said this, it's an actual street that is literally named Elm Street. And this lady was getting her backyard dug up. I don't know if I mentioned it yet. And she was getting work done in her backyard, and they dug up a coffin in her backyard that she didn't know was there. It was like buried 6 feet under. So who knows? It was an actual coffin, too. It basically says that every town has an Elm Street, though. Thankfully, they're not horrifying as the ones in Wes Craven's movie in 1984. Over in Texas, however, on Elm Street residency, recently found herself, this woman found herself living in her own very own horror movie, as when they dug up her backyard, they literally found, again, they have a picture of it, these guys, construction guys, they found a coffin in her backyard, and ironically, she was living on Elm Street, because that's just a common name, believe it or not. So, date-wise, I'm trying to see when this was dated. October 27th. So that was actually just yesterday this story came up. I thought it was pretty funny. Oh, cool. iHeart also had another one. Check out the new images. There's a lot of them now. A lot of spoiler pictures, so to speak, in my opinion. This was yesterday, too, on Rob Zombie's new film coming out. And it actually looks quite promising. I mean, his movies always have a very twisted 70s genre, white trash look to them. I don't know how else to put it. You expect that out of Rob Zombie at this point. But I don't know the whole premise, but it's that movie called 31. It does look it does look cool. Again, I really liked his movie. I think a lot of people did. His film, what was it called? He's got his wife in there again. I love her. She's really hot. Cherry Moon. I'm trying to think. The one with the witches and stuff. I really like that one the best. So I'm kind of almost hoping this will be, because when Rob Zombie does his own twist on a movie, they're much better than remaking a film. I think he's learned that. The Halloweens are okay. I liked his other films much better. Yeah, I did, actually. So I'm just drawing a blank on that one that he did. And I'm afraid to look it up, but the one, because it reminded me of The Wicker Man. I'm actually doing it anyway. I'm just going to put Wicker Man in, even though it isn't. Lords of Salem. Hey, I just put in Wicker Man. It came up. Excerpt, Rob Zombie talks to Lords of Salem movie. That's what came up. Because to me, that really was some version of the Wicker Man. And I actually liked it better than the Wicker Man. So, it's nothing against Rob Zombie, actually, because I really enjoyed his take on things on that film. So, if you want to kind of see really cool pictures, check it out. I'm looking through them again, because some of them wouldn't even open up the first time, and they won't open up again. I got a couple, but it'll probably ruin the movie almost, because there's that many pictures up on iHorror. So that was yesterday at this point. Here's the stories I actually put on my Facebook page. Supergirl proves the dorky cuteness can be still pack one hell of a punch, and I agree with that. I love it. Supergirl takes flight with a solid rating. Newest superhero series launches with a 12.9 million same-day viewers. So, and I watched it the next day, and I really, second time I watched it now since, getting that bootleg copy, and again, I liked it a lot. I'm going to stick with the Halloween theme, because I got some really wacky stories towards the end, and I'll try to keep them there at least. It was 27th. It says Michael Dougherty says trick-or-treating, the movie Krampus, may occur in the same world. So it's the same universe, both those movies. There's no parallel. They're actually in the same the same universe, same world, whatever is what this is saying. It's an article. Don't worry, I won't read it because I'll end up screwing it up. But it was actually, again, it was on bloodydisgusting.com. So that would be pretty cool because they weren't too bad. I wish I would have read this other day because my name's Walt. So this is a story from MeTV, not a horror story, though. October 27th, again. The first Disney television show premiered on this day in 1954, and that's referring to October 25th, 2015. But to that day from 1954 was the first time that any Walt Disney television show was aired on TV. The very first Disney TV series premiered on October 27th, 1954, once again, and they've done pretty well for themselves since. Kind of curious what the show was. I won't bother to look into it. Not that important. I just thought it was pretty cool. Oh, you know what? Because I am watching the Friday the 13th, so to speak. I was looking for, I wanted to find the satchel now, too. I got a couple of the Friday the 13th Jason masks. But if you really are somebody who wants a perfecto hockey mask from Friday the 13th, I actually was looking for, though, the satchel. They don't seem to do much with the satchel. They only do stuff with the hockey masks, the Jason hockey mask, I mean. Well, this one website, they actually basically make custom-made and rather very expensive Jason mask, and it's called fiberglassmask.com, and they start with basically literally with fiberglass. I don't know if it's the same one. There's one actually, they show you how they make them, and the mold they use, they actually make a mold from the original mold of the hockey mask they used in the movies. They work it off of that one, and the mold is clear, so they have to paint it, and they do a really good job. I mean, you can't get any closer than that. I'm looking at the prices. I'm trying to, at least. The fiberglass ones, by the way, $155 and up. The first one's $155. Yeah. Looks like they may average at that. So you can get every adaptation. They are and up. Because there was, I think, the third movie, at the end of the third movie is when he gets to axe through the hockey mask, because I just watched that just a little bit ago. But here's the thing that's really cool. It's the first time I've actually ever saw those. They actually make the one from Jason X. Let me see the price. They're about $200, $175. That's when he becomes a cyborg. Jason does in Jason X. And the mask was kind of unique. You could never find it. But this particular website does make them. But again, you're going to be, they are fiberglass. But they are rather expensive. Again, which probably, it fits your head, no straps. Because that one didn't have a strap when he got made into a cyborg, but they are about $200. But these ones actually, these are custom made, and they actually are more realistic looking in a lot of ways. They were just very expensive because they do use leather straps for the hockey mask. Because I think the other ones, even the one I just got, which I didn't pay that much for, but it was painted up properly, so I really like that. I didn't pay anything near what these masks are worth. But they used leather straps. They were more authentic. I even have the one, I think the final chapter. That's when his mask actually had blue marks on the mask. That was when a man actually was doing the murders, pretending to be Jason in the movie itself, though. And that one they just put that one out. That's $175. I'm looking at it right now. But yeah, you won't get any more probably precise in this fiberglass.com mask, fiberglassmask.com website. These are, mine's actually I'm looking at now is very close, but it was made from a mold, but these are actually probably a lot more accurate. Again, though, you're talking a lot more money. I paid, I think, $40 for mine, and these are $200, these masks. They are cool, though. That's why I wanted to bring it up. Okay, I already talked about that story in the beginning. This was pretty cool. I'm going to take a little sidetrack. This was on Fox 29. I found 29. I found this myself. Police use officer disguised as a homeless man to catch drivers texting behind the wheel. Well, the guy actually has this police officer who doesn't look. He's dressed up like a homeless man. He said he's holding a sign. He says, "I am not homeless. I am not homeless. I am a Montgomery County, because that's our area, police officer looking for cell phone texting violations." So, you know what? I got to tip my hat to the cops that they actually did something like that. I think that's really cool. And you know what? This is going to make me also consider this more when I complain about these wacko drivers around here now, too. This has nothing to do with drivers. This was actually local news. This is daily local news. It looks like the Times Herald, though. Social media leads to crackdown on bicyclists blowing through stop signs. Now, yes, I just said that, bicyclists. I have to thank Paul Thomas because he actually found this. But somebody in the area, around our area, it says South and Walnut Street, Kennett Square. He got pissed off. This woman, I think it was, she got so pissed off at these bicyclists. I think it was a woman. Anyway, he or she, I'm not even sure. You can look up the article. I did share it on my Facebook page. They got so pissed off at people just blowing through stop signs on bicycles and almost getting killed by motorists that they decided to post it on, Facebook. And apparently the police got wind of it, and they did something about it. So apparently posting things on the social media does get even the authorities' attention, which is kind of impressive. Actually, it's very impressive. I'm trying to see if it was a man or a woman. I guess it is a woman. It says Alyssa Haley continually saw bicyclists blow through stop signs. So, hey, you know what? I got to tip my hat to that woman for doing that, because, look, it got results. The cops got wind of it again, and they figured we better do something about this. So I'd like to see them do something about these idiot drivers who just basically tailgate you, use high beams, and have their windows blacked out for, that being the sole purpose of why they drive with their high beams on, and basically use no turn signals and cut over I've seen 3 to 5 lanes, because there's some areas that you got turning lanes, so I'm considering those, and they literally just cut through all the lanes to get over and not even use a turn signal or cut off right in front of you. And this is around here in Norristown. They do it all the time. It's not even a joke. And they cut through our development. I cleaned up. That's another thing that's my pet peeve, though. I just cleaned up a pile of cigarette butts just yesterday and the day before. And right when I was done, somebody on the streets, for some reason, it's at our house, because I look at other people, our neighbors, and on their street corner, they don't have all the cigarette butts that are thrown in our yard. So it's obviously certain people are just doing it out of spite. They're taking their trash and they're throwing it on their cigarette butts. And you can say, well, they're probably doing it down the street. It's no, but we're not even the first house in. We're a couple houses in. And they just seem to target our house to throw their garbage and their cigarette butts right in front of our house all the time. And it's really annoying, because my parents try to take, keep the house in the yard clean, and you got all these cigarette butts constantly thrown in our yard. Anyway, this was one from Todd. I think I'm actually towards the end of my stories, because like I said, I got to get up at a decent time too. I got things, believe it or not, that I do want to do. And I don't know if I mentioned, but Halloween, I will be going to see that on Thursday. It's in all the movie theaters just for one night at 7:30. Anyway, it says man pimped out. This is on PIX11.com. Man pimped out dog sought sex for farm animals, states the sheriff. And my one friend Todd found this story. It was in Phoenix, Arizona. A Washington man was arrested after deputies say he prostituted his dog in exchange for sex with various farm animals. Now, they named animals. This guy's 56 years old. His name is James Allen Darland. He allegedly contacted an undercover detective through a website to arrange sexual lations or something, lations, whatever, with various farm animals in exchange for sex with his own personal dog. So he literally was whoring out his dog for sex with other animals. So the funny thing is, it said that things he was having sex with was various animals, which included mature horses, dogs, and goats. Says authorities said that Darlin admitted to detectives on emails and in phone calls that he has been having sex with his neighborhood horse, dogs, and sheep in the state of Washington. And he also admitted to having sex with animals on his routes, that he worked as a delivery man for 23 years. So he's some type of delivery guy. He delivers more than just packages, apparently, though. I know, it was really bad. I left the worst for last. This was on Dreamin' Demon. I found these myself. James Phillip charged with murdering his baby by slamming her into the floor. This was on the 28th. Actually, I thought this was yesterday's, because 28th today. Mount Healthy, yeah, it says Mount Healthy, Ohio. Police have arrested a 35-year-old James Phillips after they say he killed a 3-month-old baby by slamming her head into the floor. So this animal, is being held on $4 million bond and is facing a death penalty if convicted. So good for him not for the child, but at least they're doing something about it. They said that he wailed the baby on her back, and she had a fractured skull. And I'm like banging my head all the time. I'm surprised I haven't fractured. I probably have. Police responded to home Saturday after receiving a call of a baby not breathing, and when they arrived, they found a neighbor performing CPR on this idiot's 3-month-old daughter. The baby was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, suffering from severe skull fractures that kept her from breathing without assistance, and would die the next day. So, yeah, this guy is facing a death penalty. So maybe, he will learn his lesson, trust me. That was actually dated today's date. Actually, it is 1:35 a.m. It was at 12:10 a.m. as of today. And you know what? That was the last of my stories. I thought I would have something a little bit more uplifting, so I apologize. But again, I do want to get back to these films, and I got some stuff. You know what's kind of funny, folks? I tell you, it's really not worth buying a lot of these unless you intentionally want to keep those, or these Blu-ray box sets. I bought a bunch of that TV show called Glee. And I end up buying when they put it out. Unfortunately, I only put it out on DVD. They put the whole series of Glee out on DVD for when it first came out, it was a pre-order price of like $50. So I'm looking. I bought a couple seasons of Glee on Blu-ray, which look a lot better, obviously. And I figured, at least get a couple bucks for them, because one of them I didn't pay that much. I had the retail sticker, and it's still in the shrink wrap, and it said I paid, somebody would have paid $70 for one of the seasons of Glee. Well, guess what it's worth now? It's worth like 17 cents, I think. I looked it up. It was or 11 cents. It's okay, from $70 to 11 cents. I hate to say it, I'll keep it at that price. I won't even sell because they're still in the shrink wrap. And if I try to trade them and they say, we can only give you that much, I'll say, you know what, forget it. I'm keeping them. Even the Back to the Future, actually I bought it 5 years ago. As of today, I didn't know I bought it that long ago. The Back to the Future trilogy box set Blu-ray, I bought it a few years ago, obviously. That's only worth $11 on Blu-ray. When it came out, it was worth $80. Now it's only worth $11. So a lot of stuff, it's not even worth getting rid of because it's just going to cost... I'm not going to get any money for it. I might as well just keep it, or at least throw it out, because I'll have the satisfaction of saying, well, at least I threw it out and didn't get insulted by somebody buying it from me for 17 cents or $11, and then turn it around and selling the same item they bought from me, from these vendors, they're going to turn around and sell it for like $30 or $50. The only reason they're giving me such a small amount, though, is they know it's going to sit for a long time before it actually sells. But still, that's just ridiculous. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed my show. I got in contact with some of the people I wanted to do interviews with. It's just a matter of when, I don't know. And when I'm going to be going back to work, actually, is another interesting point. So probably it's going to be hit or miss on the next couple days because Halloween is right around the corner. That is my favorite day, holiday. And me and a friend are actually going to be going to, what do you call it? A train horror. What is it? It's like for Halloween. It's a Halloween hayride, they call it, up in Boyertown. So I just hope we make it, as my friend said he can't stop by my house until 7, and it's going to be pushing my luck because you got to be there by 8:30. So, and it's an hour drive, so that's not too fun. Anyway, I will be hopefully back sometime, and then Halloween I'm going to go see on Thursday. So my days, and then Halloween night we're going to be doing something, I hope. So, all right, folks. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll try to keep them interesting. And everyone, have a good night. Oh, I also bought Halloween 3. It was on sale for like $9 on Amazon Prime. No shipping cost. I think you only pay the tax. And I got it on Blu-ray because Halloween 3 seems to be the one that's getting a lot of notoriety, like being told that was probably one of the better ones. Not saying the other ones weren't good. I mean, I'm talking John Carpenter and Deborah Hills, not these other ones. Those were crap. Anyway, again, have a good night. It's almost Halloween, so, something to look forward to, folks. Thanks a lot, and I'm signing off.